Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are stepping directly onto the hardwood. But we aren't here to talk about the latest NBA trade rumors or, who dunked on who last night.
None of the drama.
No, none of it. We are here to strip the game of basketball down to its absolute studs. We are looking for the source code of the game.
And it's a bit of a reality check, honestly, because if you scroll through Instagram or TikTok, basketball looks like, well, it looks like magic.
Right.
You see these flashy handles, ankle breakers, half-court shots. It looks like pure explosive athleticism. But when you actually dig into the manuals, and we have a huge stack today, from expert articles at academies like IMG and EuroProBasket to drill guides with over 200 drills, you realize the game is actually about geometry, physics, and a whole lot of monotonous repetition.
And that is exactly why we're doing this. Because for coaches, parents, and players, the information overload is just...
It's real.
You've got gurus selling secret jump programs, you've got weighted gloves, you've got people telling you to run sprints until you puke. The question we're trying to answer is, what actually works?
What translates?
Yeah, what translates from a drill to winning a game?
And the answer from all this data is surprisingly clear. Stop chasing the shiny object. The core philosophy across all these sources is that fundamentals are the universal currency of basketball.
Universal currency, meaning they spend everywhere.
Exactly. If you learn one specific trick move, it might work against one slow defender. But if you master the geometry of a box out or the physics of a proper jump shot, that works against a zone defense, it works against a full court press, and it works against a team you've never scouted. Fundamentals are the only thing that travels.
So our mission today is to synthesize a blueprint for, I guess, the perfect player. We're going to cover everything from the triple threat to the mechanics of the ugly layup and why Dennis Rodman was a genius at the one thing everyone else hated.
But looking at the research, we don't start with the feet or the hands.
No. Where do we start?
We start with the brain.
Okay.
We have to. And we have to invoke the current king of the court for this, Nikola Jokic. He's not the fastest, he certainly doesn't jump the highest, but he just dominates.
He really does.
And he has this line that sets the tone for our whole discussion. The only muscles you need in basketball are the ones in your brain.
Which sounds nice, but isn't that just something, unathletic people say to feel better?
You'd think so, but the science actually backs him up. The sources from IMG Academy heavily emphasize visualization as a legitimate training tool.
It's not just daydreaming.
No, not at all. It's about neural pathways.
So how does that work, technically?
Well, when Steph Curry visualizes a shot, he isn't just seeing the ball go in. He's simulating the full sensory input, the weight of the ball, the friction of the floor, the sound of the net.
The snap of the net.
The snap of the net, the noise of the crowd. Your brain has trouble distinguishing between a high-fidelity visualization and the actual event. So by the time the game starts, you've already taken hundreds of reps mentally.
So it reduces the anxiety because you've kind of been there before.
Precisely. It anchors you. Kobe Bryant used meditation for the same reason. In a high-pressure situation, your heart rate spikes, you get tunnel vision, and you lose fine motor control. That's just biology.
Right.
Visualization and meditation keep that heart rate lower, allowing your body to execute the skills you already practiced.
Okay, let's say you've got the mindset. You're visualizing success. But you can't meditate your way onto a roster.
No, you can't.
You eventually have to show up.
Yeah.
And we found some very specific and honestly slightly terrifying advice regarding tryouts.
This was a wake-up call. The manual states explicitly, do not wait until tryouts to get in shape. You need to start conditioning 6 weeks prior.
6 weeks? That seems like a massive lead time just to run up and down a court.
It's about physiology. It's about recovery and decision-making. If you show up on day one and you're winded after the first set of suicides...
Your skill level just drops off a cliff.
Off a cliff, exactly. When you're hypoxic, when you can't get oxygen, your brain can't make good decisions. Coaches use conditioning drills early in tryouts specifically to see who breaks mentally when they get tired.
So the 6 weeks isn't just to look fit. It's so you have the oxygen capacity to actually dribble the ball when the coach is watching.
Right. You have to survive the sprint to display the talent. If you're gasping for air, you can't show him your jump shot.
There was another point here about visibility that felt a little bit like social engineering.
It is marketing. You are the product. The sources warn against being a walk-on stranger. If the coach has to ask your name on the first day, you're already behind the 8 ball. The advice is to manufacture familiarity. Go to the open gyms, send a respectful email, introduce yourself to the returning players.
You're removing friction.
Exactly. Coaches are risk-averse. They are more likely to pick the kid they know is a good locker room guy over a complete mystery, even if the skills are comparable.
Okay, so once the whistle blows, though, the advice shifts to be boring.
Competence over flash. That's the mantra.
So no 360 spin moves in the layup line.
No, please, no. Can you execute a perfect three-man weave? Do you know where to rotate on defense? Coaches are looking for basketball IQ, not circus tricks. They want to know you won't be a liability.
Okay, let's assume we've made the team. Now we need to hold our own. The sources keep circling back to this foundational position called the triple threat. For someone who has never played organized ball, what are we looking at here?
It is the home base of all offense. Imagine you catch a pass on the wing.
Okay.
The instinct for a beginner is to immediately put the ball on the floor and start dribbling. The sources say, stop, do not dribble.
Why? Dribbling feels productive. It feels like you're doing something.
But dribbling kills your options. Once you pick up your dribble, you're dead. You can't move anymore. The triple threat is a posture where you catch the ball, feet shoulder width, knees bent, ball in the protective pocket near your hip. From this stance, you are a threat to do three things: shoot, pass, or dribble.
Hence the name.
By keeping all three options alive, you force the defender to play you honestly. If you just stand upright, you're slow. If you immediately dribble, they know you can't shoot. The triple threat is about leverage and uncertainty.
And the mechanism that makes this work is the pivot foot. This seems to be where the geometry comes in.
The pivot foot is your anchor point. The rules say one foot has to stay planted on the floor until the ball leaves your hand for a dribble or a shot.
Right.
So the guides highlight the jab step. You keep your pivot planted and you just stab your other foot at the defender.
That's a fake. A fake.
It's a lie. You are telling the defender with your body, I'm going right, but your anchor foot keeps you centered. If they bite on the fake and move back, you have room to shoot. If they don't move, you drive past them. It's a game of inches created by footwork.
Okay, but let's flip the court. If I'm the defender and you're in this triple threat stance, I'm at a disadvantage. How do I counter that?
You have to mirror the geometry. If the offense is low, you must be lower. The sources emphasize having one hand tracing the ball to deter the shot and the other hand in the passing lane.
Okay.
You are trying to remove one of those three threats. If you can make them uncomfortable so they can't pass, now they're only a double threat. You're whittling down their options.
Let's move to the thing everyone actually wants to do. Scoring. We all want to shoot like Curry or Lillard.
Yeah.
But the breakdown of shooting mechanics in these manuals is incredibly detailed.
It is, and it's not about magic touch, it's about mechanical efficiency. There's a teaching cue from Pro Skills Basketball that I love because it simplifies everything. Sit, lift, dip.
Let's unpack that. Sit.
Sit refers to the lower body. You don't shoot with your arms, you shoot with your legs.
Yeah.
You need to be in a loaded squat position, like you're sitting in a chair before the ball even moves. That's your engine.
To the left.
That's the transfer of energy. As your legs push up, the ball lifts. It has to be one fluid wave of energy. If you hitch or pause, you lose all the power from your legs.
And dip. This one is controversial, right? Some old school coaches hate the dip.
They do. They used to teach, don't drop the ball, keep it high. But physics disagrees. The dip is a slight lowering of the ball as you gather yourself. It creates rhythm.
It's like pulling back a slingshot.
Perfect analogy. That tiny dip generates the momentum needed for range. If you watch almost any great shooter in slow motion, they dip the ball.
So to practice this, the manual suggests something that sounds incredibly boring. The form shooting drill.
It's humble pie. You stand 2 feet from the basket. One hand behind your back.
One hand.
One hand only. You shoot with one hand. You aren't jumping. You are just isolating the elbow alignment, the wrist snap, the follow-through. You have to earn the right to step back. If you can't swish it from 2 feet, you have no business shooting from 20.
Now that's the perfect world. But one article points out that games are rarely perfect. This brings us to the concept of the awkward layup.
This is a crucial distinction between drills and skills. In a drill, you practice the textbook layup. Jump off the left foot, shoot with the right hand. Smooth. Rhythmic.
But in a game, there's a 6'5" guy trying to pin your shot against the backboard.
Exactly. He cuts off your lane. Suddenly you have to jump off the wrong foot, or you have to finish with your left hand on the right side. The sources argue you must practice these awkward finishes. You need to be comfortable being uncomfortable. If your mechanics are too rigid, they break under pressure.
Is that where the Mikan drill comes in?
George Mikan, the original big man.
Yeah.
The drill is you stand under the basket and continuously do these little hook layups. Right hand, left hand, without the ball hitting the floor.
It looks kind of goofy.
It looks goofy, but it teaches soft hands and rhythm around the rim. It teaches you to manipulate the ball quickly in tight spaces.
Speaking of manipulation, there's a philosophy on ball handling that I found interesting. We tend to think more moves is better. But there was a Bruce Lee quote in the source material.
I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fell the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times.
Applying that to basketball.
Stop trying to have a bag of a million tricks. You need an A move, a B move, and a C move.
That's it.
That's it. Maybe your A move is a crossover. Your B move is a hesitation if they cut you off. Your C move is a step back. Master those three until you can do them in your sleep. That is far more dangerous than a player who knows 20 moves but can't execute any of them perfectly.
Let's talk about the ball handling itself. The sources emphasize change of pace over raw speed.
This is so counterintuitive. Players think, I need to dribble faster. But if you go 100 miles an hour constantly, you are predictable. A defender can time you.
You want to be unpredictable.
You want to be jagged. Stop, go, fast, slow. The hesitation dribble freezes the defender because their brain is trying to predict your momentum. When you stop, they relax for a millisecond.
And that's when you blow by them.
That's when you blow by it.
And to build the coordination for that, they suggest two-ball dribbling.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you'll never dribble two balls in a game.
I hope not. That would be a very confusing game.
But it's a cognitive load drill. By forcing your brain to track two independent rhythms at the same time, you're overloading the system. It forces your weak hand to work just as hard as your strong hand.
Oh.
When you drop one ball and go back to the game, dribbling feels incredibly easy. It's like taking off a weighted vest.
The other way to move the ball, which seems to be a dying art, is passing. The manuals call it the lost art.
It's simple math. The ball travels faster through the air than you can run with it. A passed ball moves instantly. A dribbled ball takes time.
But everyone wants to hold the ball.
Because that's where the glory is.
They saw a drill called wall passing. I like this because you don't need a friend to do it.
It's great for the solo grinder. You slide laterally along a brick wall, firing the ball against it and catching it. You're working on wrist strength, the snap of the pass and reaction time. But the sources also emphasize the mental side. Passing is about decision-making.
Reading the floor.
Right. The sources note that you have to learn when to pass. Are you passing to a teammate who is actually open, or are you just getting rid of the ball because you're in trouble?
Two very different things.
Very different.
Okay, we've scored, we've handled the ball. Now we have to do the stuff that doesn't show up on the highlight reel, the dirty work.
Defense and rebounding.
This is where you win championships.
This is where you win championships.
Okay.
And we have to talk about the garbage man.
A term of endearment in this context.
The highest praise. The garbage man cleans up the mess. And the patron saint of this is Dennis Rodman.
Of course.
He wasn't tall for his position, but he was the best rebounder ever. And he said, the one thing I do that nobody else does is jump 3 and 4 times for one rebound.
Most players jump once.
They jump once, miss, and land flat-footed. Rodman was like a pogo stick. He would tip it, land, jump again, tip it, land, jump again, and grab it. It's about multiple efforts, relentless energy.
But it's not just chaos. There is a technique to rebounding called the box out. And it's broken down into 3 words. Find, hit, get.
It's a primal sequence. Step 1, find. When the shot goes up, most players stare at the ball.
That's a mistake.
Huge mistake. You need to find the human being you are guarding.
Step 2, hit.
You have to make contact. You turn and put your backside into their thighs or knees. You have to physically displace them. You are claiming that real estate, if you don't hit them, they will run right past you.
And step 3, get.
Pursue the ball. Don't wait for it to drop in your lap. Rodman didn't wait. You have to go get it.
And to train this, they suggest the Superman drill.
This is a brutal drill. You throw the ball high off the backboard, outside of your area. You have to sprint, jump, catch the ball at the peak of your flight like Superman flying, and land strongly.
So you're expanding your rebounding radius.
Exactly. You aren't just responsible for the space above your head. You're responsible for everything in the paint.
And defense.
Defense is 90% heart. You just have to want to stop the other guy. But technically, it's all about the slide.
The defensive slide.
Wide base, butt down, and the golden rule. Never cross your feet.
Why is crossing your feet fatal?
Because the moment your feet are crossed, you are off balance. You cannot change direction. A good offensive player will see it and change direction immediately, and you'll fall over trying to recover.
So you slide.
You slide, bringing feet together and apart, but never crossing.
So we have the mental game, the triple threat, shooting, passing, defense. It's a lot. For the coaches listening, how do you actually structure a practice so you aren't just running around randomly?
This is the coach's dilemma, and the sources suggest a 50-50 split.
Half the time on fundamentals.
At least half,
Yeah.
even at the pro level. If your team can't pass and catch, running a complex offense set is useless.
Right.
So a good practice structure is warm-up, then 45 minutes of pure skill work, passing, shooting, footwork, then 15 minutes of defense. Only then do you get into team strategy.
And when they do let them play, the experts suggest something that might annoy the players. Small-sided games. 3v3 instead of 5v5.
This is massive for development. Think about the math. In a 5v5 game, 10 players are on the court. There is one ball.
A weaker player can hide?
A weaker player can hide in the corner for 3 minutes and never touch the rock. They're just getting cardio.
Right.
In 3v3, you can't hide. You have to touch the ball. You have to guard someone. The spacing is better. You get way more repetitions of decision-making in a 10-minute game of 3v3 than you do in a full game of 5v5.
It forces development.
It forces development.
It connects back to that idea of context. It's not just doing the drill, it's understanding why. We saw the motion offense breakdown drill as a good example of this.
Right. Instead of a drill where you just pass back and forth, this drill combines passing, cutting, setting a screen, and shooting. It simulates the flow of the game.
You're learning the skill in context.
Exactly.
So taking a step back, we've gone through the mechanics. What is the end game here? Where is the sport heading?
The sources all point toward positionless basketball.
Positionless, meaning the days of you're tall, go stand under the rim are over.
They are dying out. Look at the modern NBA. You have 7-footers bringing the ball up the court and shooting threes. You have smaller guys posting up. The advice for young players is, don't let a coach put you in a box.
Even if you're the tallest kid in 8th grade.
Especially then. Because everyone else catches up in height eventually. If you only learn to rebound and suddenly everyone is as tall as you, you're obsolete.
You have no other skills.
None. You need to practice all the fundamentals. Dribbling, shooting, passing, post moves. The future belongs to the well-rounded player who can plug into any spot on the floor.
That's a powerful takeaway. Don't specialize too early. Master the universal currency.
Exactly. Don't be a specialist. Be a basketball player.
So here is our challenge to you listening today. We've thrown a lot of drills at you. Don't try to do them all tomorrow.
Just pick one.
Pick one boring drill. Maybe it's the wall passing. Maybe it's the mic and drill. Maybe it's just standing in your room in the triple threat position, practicing that jab step without moving your pivot foot.
Do it until it stops being a drill and starts being an instinct. Do it until it becomes a superpower.
And remember, the highlight reel is just the result. The work is what happens in the dark. Thanks for diving deep with us.
We'll see you on the court.